Hi everybody, so happy to have you here. Today's video we're going to be reading one of the books that is shortlisted for the International Booker Prize. Now when I had the idea for this video, this book was actually longlisted and I decided to read it because I actually already owned it in the US edition. So my copy has this incredible cover. This is A Leopard-Skin Hat by Serre, who is a French author. So this is translated from the French by Mark Hutchinson. Initially this was a cover buy because I saw someone I follow on Instagram read it. One thing about me is that I love leopard print. It's one of my favourite things in the world. It is in fact my channel banner, so I was naturally going to be drawn to this book. Then I looked into it and I thought it sounded fascinating, and when I saw it in a Barnes & Noble, I believe in New York, it came home with me. But yeah, hopefully this is more than just a pretty cover. I would think that it had some interesting contents given that it is nominated for the International Booker. I don't love all of the books that get nominated for the Booker or even win the Booker. Like, I didn't really like last year's Booker winner, which was Orbital, but I own the International Booker winner from last year, which was Kairos. It's always a mixed bag, but in general, if I own the books or I have a natural interest in picking them up, I want to give them a go because hopefully they'll be good. A Leopard-Skin Hat may be French writer Anne Serre's most moving novel yet. Hailed in Le Point as a masterpiece of simplicity, emotion and elegance, it is a story of an intense friendship between the narrator and his close childhood friend Fanny, who suffers from profound psychological disorders. Serre poignantly depicts the bewildering back and forth between hope and despair involved in such a relationship, while playfully calling into question the very form of the novel. Written in the aftermath of the death of the author's younger sister, A Leopard-Skin Hat is at once the celebration of a tragically foreshortened life and a valedictory farewell written in her signature style.
Greet the sun in the hills, in the morning, and the ocean by the shore in the evening, and the love you lost, you gained in a friend.
everybody, happy Friday. I just had the most exciting delivery. I'm so over the moon. It's been something I've been kind of working towards for a long time, and to finally have it is just like a dream come true. I have finally bought myself my little dream camera. I'm obsessed with him. He is so cute. Is it a he or is it a she? What are your pronouns? I'm going to show you in a second. I'm obviously filming on my normal Canon G7X. I am a camera hoarder. It's an itch I can never scratch. So there's just countless cameras that I would love and dream of, but this one has been on my list for years at this point. And the reason why I finally decided to cave and get it is because my sweet little GoPro, my precious little boy, he's definitely a little boy, the charger for him must have fallen out on the plane or something like that, because I do not know where it is and I can't use him, and it breaks my heart because he's my little guy, you know? The main thing is that he doesn't have a screen on the front, like he does obviously, but this tells you that you're recording. He doesn't have like a little thing so you can actually see yourself. And so much of what I use this guy for is vlogs where I kind of prop him up and I can't see what the shot is, which is kind of fun in the sense that when I put the video into editing, I'm like, dang, this is a cool shot. 50% of the time that happens, it's not a cool shot. So he's not ideal. The newer GoPros have the screen, but I just don't need another GoPro, you know, because a lot of what they're good for is like mountaineering or skiing or deep diving, you know, like they're not things that I'm really into at this point in my life. So I was like, I don't need a new GoPro, but I do want a little guy that I can use subtly and also to get that kind of wide angle shot, because it is really useful in my vlogs to have something other than this. But the guy on eBay was selling it for about £150 less than any of the other listings I've seen over the years that I wanted this little camera. In the grand scheme of things, for a camera, it's not a big amount of money. I just feel scared buying old technology because, you know, like one day it could die. Touch wood, doesn't. I don't have the guarantee that it's going to be fine because it is old. So I trust the seller and everything like that, but like it's not his fault if a almost 10-year-old camera collapses at some point. It doesn't have a charger, so I've just ordered that. And funnily enough, like ironically, it's the same charger for the GoPro. So I'm going to get my GoPro back on track. But I kind of thought, like, I never lose things. And maybe it's a sign. I think the audio should be better than my Canon G7X, because my Canon G7X makes this little noise. I guess it's like autofocus sounds. This guy doesn't have, I should know this because I've got so many cameras. He can't focus on things. So he's got like a set focus, you know, like a set. I don't know the name of this. I did study photography for A-level, so I don't know where that qualification's gone. I'm so excited to have this little guy with me. Obviously you can see everything in the world. Everything in my house is visible in this one shot, which is ideal for what I wanted this guy particularly for. But yeah, he's wonderful. He's also so subtle to film with. Also, I promise I'm going to stop calling him. But I've asked my mum to Amazon Prime me a charger that will get here tomorrow. I'm going out this afternoon and I thought I would take him along and see how it goes. I don't know where the mic is, but yeah, I'm so excited to import this into my little editing program and to see how it is, because I don't know, it's just like a dream. Usually 50% of my Friday would be taken up by my driving lesson. He cancelled on me. He literally stood me up. So no, he didn't. He cancelled in advance. It's totally fine because I would like to go into town. It's a beautiful day and I just feel like I need to be walking because I don't get any opportunities to move when I'm sitting at a desk all day. I'm also going to meet my mum and we're going to go for a drink, and I'm obviously going to bring a leopard-skin hat with me so that I can read it on the go. I'm really enjoying this. I've got so many things to say about it, but I've also been putting dots where I want to annotate things. So I want to go and underline the lines I want to point out to you so that I can remember quotes to speak about, if that makes any sense. Basically, this writing is beautiful and I feel like I can't talk about the book properly until I have marked the things I want to be talking about. I feel like I'll make better sense if I shut up about it and just do it.
Who would have thought your adventure turned into a forever stay? And I've been thinking a lot, and I've been drinking myself down the drain. You used to live within the clouds.
I thought we would give a little update on leopard-skin hat so far at the 50-page point, so I could tell you what this book is about in a bit more depth and also how I'm finding it. The focus of the book is on the main character Fanny, but we're told through the narrator's point of view. The narrator, as of yet, is unnamed, and I think he'll probably continue to be that way. But we do know that he's very close with Fanny, and they have this friendship. It almost borders on something a little bit more than that. I read some quote recently that was like, if you have a really close friendship with someone, then it's never like completely platonic. And I feel like that is kind of what is happening here. While they would never like sleep with each other or kiss each other or anything like that, they do essentially go on these kind of dates because she has these kind of quirks to her personality, as well as being, you know, mentally ill in some sort of way. She'll just like fall asleep next to him naked and things like that, but they never cross that final line, I guess, but it's extremely close. And the level of care he has for her is so clear. He's worrying about her all the time. And there's some lines, actually, let me see. The narrator gestured around at the countryside and the cows, enthusing about the beauty of it all, and Fanny, in her own words this time, said ever so tactfully, in that very tactful way she would have when she wasn't too distressed, that of course it was certainly all very beautiful, but she didn't feel a thing. So he took her away. They travelled together. He would have taken her to the ends of the earth if only she would wake up and be happy and carefree. This level of love for her that runs very deeply. It's always a little bit melancholic because he sees the kind of pain or suffering that she's in. The writing in this is stunning. It is so profound. I thought that this book might have been a little bit speculative, and I'd say that it is a tiny bit that way, but it's definitely much easier to follow than I thought it could have been, which I appreciate because there's a line I draw there. I kind of don't like a stream of consciousness style of writing. This leans that way, but it's not completely that way. You have to be kind of tuned in when you're reading it, but you don't have to be a genius to understand where the story's going or what the author is trying to get at. The leopard-skin hat is almost a character in this book. There's this moment where Fanny purchases a real leopard-skin hat. I own a leopard-skin hat, but she is not real, thankfully. And that is like this alter ego. So there's a lot of discussion about how people have this kind of private inner life that they don't share with anyone else. And even if you read someone's diary or you see them existing by themselves, you're never truly understanding. You're only getting a tiny glimpse into who someone is outside of their relationship with you. And there's all these quotes that are so incredible about this. This was one of my favorites. You never know who your loved ones are or what they're capable of. Perhaps they have lives we never even suspect. Perhaps we all have lives the person closest to us knows nothing of. And perhaps this is what really attracts us to each other, the presence of this secret life which from time to time is revealed to us through a gleaming and narrow slit. The vision is fleeting and comes as a complete surprise. All our convictions are shaken because however observant we might be, we haven't noticed a thing. I love this line particularly. The idea we form of others comes solely from their relationship with ourselves. This is something I've been kind of reflecting on this year in my life, particularly about how you feel like you can know someone so totally and completely and have your walls completely down with them and feel so comfortable around them, and then they can just do a 180 and switch on you. And that's not necessarily them changing or waking up one day and being completely different. There will have been a gradual change over many years, but the main thing is that like you never truly knew who they were by themselves inside, in their head, like the voice they have in their head. You don't know who that is, and there's only so much you can share with someone what that is. I feel like I try to do that. Like if I'm very close with someone, then I'm gonna want our relationship to be all barriers down, and I feel like I'm a very honest person. I don't hide who I am inside very well, which I think is sometimes not a good thing, because people will definitely use you to their advantage if you're a little bit, it's not gullible, but like vulnerable with them, I guess. But so far I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I am enjoying it much more than I thought I would. I thought it might have just been a pretty cover, to be honest. And I know that this has been shortlisted for the International Booker because that's the entire point of this video, but I thought it'd be a pretty cover with a very confusing, disjointed narrative style and plot. But I'm actually really thoroughly enjoying the character study. I'm really thoroughly enjoying the writing, like I said, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying the way it's kind of dripping in parts of the plot. Like it's obviously not a very plot driven book. The entire point of it is it being character driven, and also us seeing the main character from an outer look, which I think is very cool. The other thing I wanted to say is that I've been very close with people at points in my life when I have been struggling very significantly throughout the end of 2020 into 2021, and honestly into 2022 and parts of beyond. I suffered with depression. Being very close with someone through that process, when you're in that state, you feel like you are doing your best to try and make things easy for them. But if they do care about you, then there is this level of suffering that you're putting them through. Like, obviously, it's not your fault because you don't have any control over it. But someone loving you and seeing you suffer, where I was very close with someone and I was very depressed at the same time, getting an idea of what they went through while they were close with me is quite emotional, actually, because it's like I'm seeing a little POV in someone else's life, someone who I cared about very deeply, why I might have been kind of difficult for them to handle. And I know You know, ideally, like I said, it's not about you. And if you love someone, then it's an honor to be with them no matter what they're going through. But I don't know, it's hard. It's a tricky situation. It's very complex, very nuanced. But I hope you can see what I'm getting at. Basically, we see from the narrator how much he cares for this person who is struggling and how much he wishes her life was different because he cares for her. I just have never read a book from that point of view. I read lots of books about women struggling, but not so many about someone who loves them. So there are some lines that have really hit. I haven't cried, but I felt like a little bit choked up and like kind of startled by it, which is, you know, literature is amazing, isn't it? It's just incredible. But yeah, continue reading and give you more thoughts later.
So somehow I had to stay grounded for more than 5 years. And I'm terrified for you now, a shell of the woman I once knew. I hope I'll find you.
Bring you over here because I want to say I'm currently obsessed with this perfume. This is Vera Wang Princess. It's such like a musky, interesting scent. Sweet but also kind of strong. Love her. So she's my current go-to. Yeah, that's the look. Let's go out the door before I miss my train.
I would have told you not to leave, or not to wander, not to breathe without your oxygen. But what if someone not bring you back? And truth is, I'm having a bit of trouble breathing in myself. A few thousand miles away is not that far within the grand scheme of the universe. But the distance in between seems like a lifetime, and it's been only a day since I left you. Oh, won't you come back? Not today, not today. Oh, not today.
I felt truly horrible today, so we only just got out of the house to do the food shop. But yesterday I sat on the steps in town while I waited for my mum, and I read like 3 chapters of A Leopard-Skin Hat. Also, this is unintentional. But yeah, I'm gonna go home and I think I'm gonna curl up and read this because I just feel wiped out. Honestly, I was really sad because it's my friend's birthday today and I really wanted to go into London and hang out with her and celebrate her, but I just like don't have the energy. So we're gonna head back and then snuggle up with a book and hopefully finish it because I'd love to get this vlog up by the beginning of this coming week. I wish I felt better. I just like, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But I've got a really busy week coming up and my friend is visiting me, my like internet friend. So I want to be well for that, which fingers crossed I should be. Also, even though I'm in a car, like this counts to me as like semi-vlogging in public. The amount of stress. If somebody just popped up by the window, I think I'd have a heart attack. Do you know what to rate that? The last line just made all the book make sense, but also killed me off. I just read the quote to my mum and she was like, oh yeah, that is quite sad. I can't even read the line without choking up. And while she's thinking to herself like this, airy, unchained, compact and secure, others in turn are doing their best to live. My gosh. If you ever struggled with mental health or someone you love has, this is too much, bro. I need to put this away because that's too much. Stop crying. It's fine. I just can't stop like thinking about that last line. Oh my gosh.
And I'm too proud to say I'm sorry.
So as you all have seen, I just finished a leopard-skin hat, pulled myself together, but now I'm going to go and put my tabs in because I've annotated the book fully. Can you see? I'm going to put my tabs in because I haven't done that yet, and then I've already filmed the outro, so this will be the final step of the video, but I thought that we could do that together. Also, I put this little camera on a tripod. Very strange. It looks like a robot. Tab is I only do my favourite lines.
My heart feels like it's going to stop.
There'll probably be a lot of purple tabs, like beautiful quotes and interesting pieces of writing and stuff like that.
Stay the night.
Do this by myself because I'm just chatting away, and then I'll come back and show you the finished result. It looks so crazy. I feel like I've definitely ruined the aesthetic.
Please just stay for
Okay, I look pretty awful, but my desire to put makeup on is in the negatives. What we could do is put some lip balm on. I just want to really quickly wrap up a leopard-skin hat because I've been reading this obviously for the past few days, and I believe the Booker Prize is in a couple of days, like the ceremony is in a couple of days, so I really want to have got this video up before that because that's the entire point of this. I love this. As you will see, and I was so emotionally connected to it by the end. I feel like my thoughts stayed the same throughout it, but then the last line smacked me in the face, and I was kind of torn between kind of sailing along with the story and then feeling like so passionately about it. I didn't really know where my rating sat, but then given the last line and like the impact of that and the way that kind of like explained away the less really interesting parts in the novel, they made them more so I decided to rate it 4.5 stars. Highly recommend. It is definitely more than just a pretty cover. Such a good book. I hope it wins. I mean, I haven't read the other books, but if this was the winner, then I'd be very pleased with it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. See you super soon for another one. Let me know other books that you want to see me read.